How much support is there within the Tory ranks to oust Theresa May? You know, that's been the talk over the weekend, hasn't it? And we've had Liam Fox, the pro-Brexiteer, the Trade Minister, come out and say, let's just stop all this. You know, the maths doesn't work in our favour.
Yes, well, they're worried about an election because, of course, they're pretty much neck and neck with the Labour Party at the moment. But there's a magic number to look at. That number is 48. That is the number of backbench lawmakers, of MPs, that have to send a letter to the chairman of what is called the 1922 committee. That's the committee in Parliament that really runs the Conservative Party. If the chairman of that committee receives 48 letters, that's a percentage of all their members of Parliament, that will trigger a no-confidence vote in Mrs May. Now, she may win that no-confidence vote, but it will probably then trigger some sort of leadership contest and the end of her reign, if you like, as the Prime Minister. Now, we're not quite there yet. We're in close contact with the chairman of that committee. There's various reports over the weekend that number is inching up at about 40, maybe a bit more. Doesn't sound like many more to go, does it? 8 more MPs to write a letter. But if they're staring down the barrel of an election that they might lose, they're going to be thinking twice about sending those letters.
How safe is Philip Hammond's position? I mean, you know, he spoke at the end of last week, and he obviously felt so much more confident in his position that he made a joke in the Prime Minister's expense.
Yes. Not known for his humour, normally, Mr Hammond, but actually has been cracking jokes.
Spreadsheet Phil, he's called.
Spreadsheet Phil,
yes. Was that a bit premature of him to show a relaxed nature? It
is extraordinary, isn't it? He came out and used this phrase about only a modest change, and before we knew it, we had people calling for his head, demands for his resignation, Mr Rees-Mogg amongst them. The Brexiteers really hounding for his blood. I mean, he still seems safer now. I mean, you know, you can see the reaction in the markets today at any sort of signs of instability. Mr Hammond is well liked, I think, as known as by the city because of his sort of softer Brexit approach, that he wants Europe and the UK to stay close together. That's good for business, that's good for the economy, that's good for the pound. So he does feel quite secure. And his budget was billed as an impossible task just a few months ago. He seemed to have sailed through that fairly well. But yes, he's deeply unpopular with some wings of the party. But I just think this whole argument shows you the problem that Mrs May has. She's got people with very strong opinions either side, and they are very, very vocal with them at the moment. And they're calling for their own chance of the Exchequer to be sacked one minute and someone else the next. It's a very, very difficult atmosphere.